YouTube, what's going on, guys? So today, well, it's actually tonight. I'll be recording this. I am recording this the night that Finest dropped. Got to grinding on stream and then took some time to organize everything, my thoughts included. And now I'm here to break down a tier list of all the 30 Finest cards that you can get that are outside of XP reward path, that aren't collection ones, that aren't on the market. I don't think there's any on the market yet, but only ones from the TA program, because the other ones are different by design. So they're either better, they're better by design, generally speaking. They try to be, at least. So I don't want to, it's not a fair comparison. And this way it's one per team, which is kind of easy that way as well. So first and foremost, Aaron Judge is the first card here. I'm going to go with tentative A tier, potentially B tier. They did give him 90 vision on top of max offensive stats, which is super nice. Love that. And his defense is pretty good all the way around, not a low reaction, and 60 something speed. So he's decent in right field. If you use him on the Finest captain where you get +8, he's like 71. So he's usable in the outfield, but still kind of slow. And the swing is not everyone's favorite. So I think I'm gonna hide him in B tier for now. Just for now. But he's the best Judge we've ever gotten. So there's that. He's really held back by his swing and being so big and being kind of slow. Riley Green, he's kind of C tier. I'm already gonna cheat a little bit. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. 78 speed, yeah, that's pretty bad. Offensively, he rakes. Vision's not great. Yeah, he's definitely, he's just kind of a C tier. Trey Turner, S tier. I mean, defense is average. It's better than it should be, but he rakes, and it's Trey Turner, incredible stats. And at shortstop or second base, you're fine. Even third base, center field is fine if you really want to, but I wouldn't put him there. Jackson Merrill, S tier card. He is unreal. Love this card. His utility is like a Honus Wagner, but like even better in the sense that he's got pop. Yeah, I mean, just an overall really good card. I mean, I'm foaming at the mouth thinking about all of these guys who make the Corbin team and what they're going to look like. I mean, he's going to be undefeated on that team. Really. Colton Cowser, a B tier card because of flexibility and being able to play third base, and a pretty good swing too, but he's not really going to wow you. Definitely a B. I'm going to put Judge in A for now. I'll put Judge in A tier for now. Cowser's B. Vlad, A tier. You know, it doesn't feel... I guess Judge has better defense than Vlad, but Vlad can play first and play decent at third base, and his stats offensively just better with a better swing. Judge is so held back by that, man. He's so held back by being too big. I'll keep him here for now. Vlad will be A tier. Thanos O'Neal, C tier. Everything about him is decent, except his vision's really low. But on Corbin, he jumps up to an A tier card. I think he stays C here, though. Really just kind of good swing, though. Really good swing. Otto Lopez, C tier. I think he's a little underrated, Otto Lopez, because he's a little slap hitter type, but he's got great defense and speed, which is kind of fun. And his power is not that bad. They were careful to not make him a contact hitter versus lefties, which is nice. Santander, S tier. Hello, first baseman. Hello. Steven Kwan, A tier. He's got the defense and power now. Power, he's usable. Speed's a little slow, but again, tier 3 Finest captain Corbin, you'll be all right. Corbin Burns. I gotta be specific now, because now there's two Corbin captains that are relevant. Corbin Burns for the Finest and Corbin Carroll for his own boost. All right, tier 3 Burns. And he also does not fit any other team, but he does fit Burns, which is good there. Willie Adames, B tier. Not going to wow you. I thought he'd get a better card. He didn't, though. Seiya Suzuki, A tier card. Honestly, really good in right field. Fast as all hell. And yeah, I mean, he does what Judge does with slightly worse defense. Slightly, but way faster. And a better swing. I'll put them there. I want to like Judge, but the realist in me is like, he's just not that good in the game. Alex Bregman, B tier card with an A tier potential with the swing. Kwan gets this, by the way, because he plays left field phenomenally well with okay speed, but he just rakes with a really good swing. Bregman is a high B tier card, though. Matt Chapman, he's fun and he's flexible in the sense that him and Bregman, well, Chapman can run pretty well and can play shortstop. So can Breggy, but not as well. Chapman, I hate the way they organize this. 102, 106 are his contacts, 112, 106 power, vision's 95, fielding's maxed, speed 78. Yeah, actually, you know what? I kind of like Chapman. He'll go B tier. Breggy's carried by the swing potential, but also being able to play third, short, first, and left field is super nice. Taylor Ward, B tier, again, flexibility, pretty solid card. I'm not a huge fan of his swing. He's got eye swing straight down disease, but 101, 125 contacts, 119, 109 power with 90 vision, Fielding's 85, reaction's 93 though, and speed's a 75. Used to be a little faster, but that gets up to 80 at P5, and it gets up to 88 if you're running tier 3 Corbin Burns. So that's actually quite slept on. Clutch 113. I kind of like him. If he had catcher secondary, he would absolutely be A tier. They took that away, so sadly. I believe, let me take a double look here. His positions are, he could play first and third as well. So that does help out a lot. So yeah, he's probably above Cowser, but above Chapman, he might be the most useful. I'm going to put him up the top of the tier list here. Top of B tier, potentially low. Yeah, see, this is where things get weird for me, because how is he not A tier if Judge is, when he plays left field, I believe, actually left field, that's his primary, and he's elite out there and has pretty good offensive numbers. He is missing the max stuff like Judge is. I mean, Judge is just, he doesn't need a boost, but when the boosts are so prevalent, you have to factor that in your mind. He does every quirk in the game though, Judge. 125, 120 contacts, 125 powers, 90 vision, 125 clutch. Defense, 90 fielding, 97 arm, 95 arm accuracy, 90 reaction, 65 speed. Which, if you're getting MP5, it's 70, and if you're on Corbin Burns tier 3, it's 78, which is solid. But the fact that he doesn't crack 80, he is pretty slow, though. Yeah, so I'm going to put Suzuki above Judge, and I'm going to put Judge, because I feel like Suzuki does these things really well. 121, 115 contacts, 105, 100 power with 90 vision, fielding 80. Well, actually, he's basically Ward. He has 85 speed though, that's the thing. 80 fielding, but 97 arm, 87 reaction with 85 speed. That's the difference. He's really fast for that position in right field, and he's only going to get faster. So I kind of like that versatility he offers. I'll keep this for now. Luis Garcia, I'm going to go C tier. He has potential with some boosts, but he's just so niche, and he's weak versus lefties power-wise. Still balanced, by the way. But the thing that hurts him the most is that his fielding's an 87, which is good, but his arm's a 58 and his reaction's a 78 with 68 speed. So yeah, he's actually a D tier card. I think he's got upside, but he's not horrible. Tyler O'Neill might be a D tier too. 100, 125 max power, 69 vision, 109 clutch, fielding 80, 85 reaction, 85 speed. You're super low C tier, Tyler. You're close, but you're D tier, Luis Garcia. But upside, I kind of like you. Tovar, high beat. I'll put him B tier. He's hurt by his arm and his defense, his speed. But contact, 119, 112, 106, 108 power with 90 vision. 90 is a number they kind of settled on here. Clutch is max. Fielding's 99. Reaction is 91. Arm strength actually 83. It's not terrible. Speed's a 73. That's pretty slow for a shortstop who I expect to be a little faster, but he'll be an elite second baseman and honestly a pretty elite shortstop too. Not for nothing. Tier 3 Corbin Burns, he's up to 78 speed. We can make that work. So I think B tier. He's a good B tier card. Brian Reynolds, S tier. Despite having pretty poor defense, he is a primary left fielder now, so you can hide that, especially with a 95 arm. I was expecting to see him be a little bit faster, but on Corbin Burns tier 3, where I'm using him, and a lot of people are going to be using him, or at least P5. If he's P5, he's 79. But if he's P5 and on Corbin Burns, we're talking 87 speed. So that's fine. Plus the numbers offensively in that swing. I mean, you got to go S tier. Switch hitter really elevates, man. It takes you to the next level. It really does. Because the fact that he's higher than Seiya on this list, it just shows how important switch hitter is. But also, great swing. Spencer Steer. I like Steer, but I'm going to go C tier because he does have positional flexibility, but he's not good on defense. So that matters. But he does run really well, Steer. For a guy who could play first base, 85 base speed with a good arm. Honestly, a pretty good arm. 111 contact, 111, 102, 118, 100 with a 99 vision rating and a 125 clutch. C tier feels a little bit harsh. He's probably, I think he's high C tier. He's high C tier. He's just too weak in the field. Too weak in the field for my liking. But if you play him at first base, he's arguably low B tier. George Kirby. Jury's out. I have to try these guys on the mound, but based off what I'm looking at here, he could be S tier, especially if you're giving him any kind of hits per 9 boost. I'm going to go Kirby S tier because he is an elite dotting pitcher with finally got over 100 hits per 9 with 103, and he has outlier sinker with a 5-pitch mix. No knuckleball, but he did get a knuckle curve. He throws a 4-seam sinker, slider, splitter, knuckle curve. I love that mix. I very much love that mix with all really good controls and breaks. So I'm going to put him here in S tier for now. Sonny Gray, B tier, no changeup, hurts you. Seth Lugo, on attributes alone, he's probably an A, but I'm literally putting him B tier. I want to put him even lower because his windup is unusable, actually unusable. His numbers are great. They're fantastic. I mean, just elite numbers and great pitch mix, four seam sinker, slurve, cutter, splitter. I love that mix a lot. Really, really do. A great control and break across the board, but his pitching, his windup is unbearable. It's unbearable. So B tier for that. Crotch Rocket gets, I think, an S tier. Very low stamina, which might hurt him a little bit, but 105 hits per 9, 115 K per 9, 107 walks per 9, 115 clutch. He has four seam sinker, cutter, slurve, changeup, 5-pitch crochet mix with outlier sinker. Outlier 2. So with the very popular lefty boost boosting my boys hits per 9 very much through the roof now that Kershaw and all the other captains got buffed. He's going to be an elite arm. Very deceptive too. He was relatively effective before he even got a better pitch mix, so he's an S tier. Max Fried, I think he's going to be B tier, but like middle of the pack B tier. Decent pitch mix, but not really good at any one thing. But 115 hits per 9 is quite high, so I like that. Yeah, B tier. It's not terrible. Yeah, B tier. He's kind of readable. He doesn't have outlier. Velo's kind of low. I'll go B tier, but jury's out. Severino, I'm thinking A tier. Potential Mets bias here, but four seam sinker, slurve, cutter, changeup. He has a changeup now. He has arm side run. He's got very good stats. 105 stamina, 111 hits per 9, 103 K per 9, 109 walks per 9. With 101 clutch. What's the velo rating? 99. Doesn't have outlier. He has outlier. Oh, he does have outlier too. He has an outlier sinker. I didn't even notice that. I missed that one. That's huge. Yeah, that might put him over the edge there. His numbers are worse than Free, but the outlier sinker does elevate him a little bit. So I think, you know, plus if you're running him with any boost, which you really should be, you know, Corbin Burns tier 3 or something else for that matter, you know, you could really just, if you want to spot start a finest pitcher, just run Corbin Burns, and you could build something decent with just pitchers alone. You don't even need hitters. Although I'm sure you're gonna have some hitters in your lineup that are finest. So definitely good. And he's pretty deceptive too. So I'm gonna put Severino tentative low A. Glasnow, I'm gonna give him a B, below Fried. Low B, because he's still very readable, but he did get a 5-pitch mix. Now he has a 4-seam slider, 12-6 curveball, sinker, changeup. So ideally, we want to get rid of this curveball because it's his best pitch in real life, but it's whack in the game. Unfortunately, Kenley Jansen lost his 5-pitch mix, so Tyler Glasnow could get his. Jock Peterson is just D tier. I mean, he rakes, but he just doesn't rake well enough to offset the lack of defense. I mean, 121, 101 contacts, 125, 104 power, 92 vision, 125 clutch. I don't know how this wasn't Christian Walker. I'm going to be honest. I get they could probably still drop him, and they definitely will. But it's just weird to me because why they're saving finest, yet they didn't put any in ranked BR events. They did just rewinds, which really bothers me. It's like they're just trying to extend content. They should have just been in. I don't know. Great pinch hitter though, elite pinch hitter, but that doesn't get you anything higher than a D tier. You know what? I'll do C tier only because he is such a lethal bat with such a great swing that if you DH him, he's really not hurting you in the field at that point. There are better options, but he still would be a plus hitter, I think. So I'll give C tier. I will give C tier. Edwin Uceta, I am very tentatively putting him in S tier. I know he's got 56 break on his sinker or something like that. 58 break on the sinker, but sinker, changeup, cutter, slurve, 12-6 curveball, and he has no quirks, but throws really hard, and he's very glitchy. You know, I'll put him tentatively higher A tier for now. I think that this Quan might be a little bit biased. This Quan pick might be biased, but I really like Quan. I'm a big fan. So have some faith, trust me. I think he's going to be very glitchy, potentially S tier, but definitely A tier for now. Very weird arm angle. Mason Miller, potentially A tier. I didn't mean to download that, bro. Definitely 4-seam slider, changeup, splitter, cutter. No arm side run, but he does get additional pitches, including a splitter. He has outlier 1. Really good per 9s, obviously. Max hits in K per 9. Middle of the pack B tier. Middle of the pack B tier. I think that you're better off with using Uceta or or better yet, Griffin Jax. I'll give him a nice little S tier. Great pitch mix. Primary slurve is super fun. Slurve, 4-seam changeup, sinker, 12-6 curveball. I'm gonna go actually with Griffin Jax. I'm gonna knock him to A tier, but higher A tier right here. I like him here. I think he's gonna be solid. I think he's only from the stretch hurts him a little bit, but he's very good. The per 9s, just rehash this. Let me rehash the per 9s. He is 120 hits per 9, 109 K per 9, 103 walks per 9, 121 clutch, 99 velo, but no outlier, but doesn't really need it. Brakes are solid, except for the sinker, pretty flat. But the controls are really good. Velo's great. Primary slurve is really good. It's really good. I like that. Kirby Yates, F tier. And they gave him an extra pitch with a slurve. He's just horrendous. I hate him. I want him eviscerated off the planet. He's legitimately an F tier. He's so fucking bad. He is so much worse than everybody else here. Like Luis Garcia, like is better. I think I actually like Luis Garcia too. I mean, I like what I'm looking at here when I see this card. 116 vision is really good. He's like a good bat who plays he can play second, third, short, so you could put him at third base and he'd be probably be all right. You know, I think at second base he has his moments. I always hated 90 high steal ratings with no speed. What's the point? But does fit young guns too as well. That captaincy fits. So yeah, I'll keep him. He's definitely D tier though because of just lack of ability to do much of anything. I'm tempted to put Tyler O'Neill there and Jock, but I think they have some value. High on Otto Lopez. I like Spencer Steele's utility. I think this list is overall pretty decent. Now that I'm looking at this though, it does look like I'm ranking this lower than other team affinities, but I will say I do think that while B has the most, I think that a lot of them could have a case for A. And while the A tier is second, which is great, and S tier and A tier could dip, but there's a lot more A's that could be S's as opposed to S's that could be A's. So I like that. Overall, I'm happy with this team affinity. This gives me a lot more options. Overall, with this drop, I like the flexibility. Pitchers getting more pitches. If I'm pitching with Seth Lugo, I'm hitting somebody so I can get I can pitch from the stretch. But overall, this is my tier list. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys disagree, if you agree. I really wanted to give Judge S tier, but it was tough this time around. I think this is pretty much a solid list all the way around. I don't think there's any debate really about this. Santander, yes, he doesn't have great defense for an S tier, but he's a switch hitter with a first base utility position. He can play that. He gives him flexibility, and he's got incredible swing with like max offense. So like I love the guy. But yeah, definitely try these cards out. Let me know who your favorite is in the comment section below if you tried them out, and I'll catch you guys soon. All right, peace.